Hello. I wanted to share something with you this evening. I got to do something really fun yesterday, and I've been holding off opening it until I got a chance to talk with you. I got some new dress shirts. Now, it's not something I do very often. I'm pretty bad about remembering to buy myself some new dress shirts, but one of the things that I notice after time is the collar and the cuff of older dress shirts starts to get worn, and it just doesn't look very good. And so I went and got myself some new ones. I thought maybe we could unpack them together and maybe make some interesting sounds. So, now, the first and foremost important thing in a dress shirt is having a white one. You have to get a white one. It's not even a question. Now, I wear normally a 16.5 32-33 or a 17 32-33, depending on how fat my neck is. But this particular one is a Chaps 17 32-33. Works really well for me. And you've got the middle of the road shirts, and those are the ones that I find work best. The really cheap ones are pretty terrible. They don't last very long. But these are a lot more fun. And they last a lot longer. Have you ever noticed how many pins go into these? It's absolutely insane. I've never understood why so much packaging is necessary for men's dress shirts. It's insane. I think we should, on this first one, we should try to count the number of pins. Now, I've got one so far. By the way, I always go for the classic fit. The classic fit. If you're very thin, you can go for the skinny fit, but that is not me. There we go. Snap that bad boy off. So where are we at? We're at 1. We've got 2, 3, 4. Get that out there. 5, and we're not even done yet. Can already kill a man with all these pins. Got this random stuff they always put in the middle. I don't know why. I don't know when we're at 5, are we? Yeah, 6. All up. Goodness gracious. Now, that is a nice dress shirt, don't you think? I'm pretty happy with that. I had a lot of fun picking them out yesterday. Let me see, am I missing? Yep, there's one more little tag to letting me know one more time that it's a classic fit. I guess that's very important to them. There we go. So now I've got one shirt, but I didn't stop there. I really needed to add some more blues to my wardrobe. Now, you might think you've probably seen me in some blue shirts before. I'm wearing a blue shirt right now, but I had to retire a lot of my blue shirts. I'm kind of excited to try this one. This one claims to be a flex collar, so if my neck is not wanting to fit as well as I would like, it's supposed to work with me. We will see if that's actually the case or not. Let's see how many. This one has 6 as well. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I think 6 is going to be the number. I'm going to end up with a lot of push pins if I need to stab a bunch of Smurfs or anything. This is, you cannot go wrong with a shirt like this. Just a solid blue fit like this. This is a nice shirt for business. I really like these. As you can see by the fact that I'm wearing one kind of like it now. The one I'm wearing has a little bit of a stripe. And then once again, this has the thing reminding me that it's a classic fit. Get that off without breaking it. Without breaking the button, that is. Don't want to break the button. This one's a Van Heusen, and they're again kind of the middle of the road chaps in the Van Heusen. I tend not to get the super expensive one. These were expensive enough as it is. This one is the most interesting color. I don't know how well it'll show. I think it'll look more blue on the videos monitor, but take my word for it, it's actually kind of like a really deep purple. It kind of reminds me of that dress you remember from last year where no one could tell what color it was. It's kind of like that. I can get this little doodad here off. Got the one in the middle. One on the side. Once again, the ultimate push pins. I really like to kind of go in waves with my shirts. I really like to try and make them work for as long as I can, and then I go through and kind of cull them. And I ended up getting rid of about 5 or 6 shirts. Some of them you have seen on this channel. If you have a favorite shirt, you can let me know in the comments. And if you have a shirt, kind of shirt that you like to wear the best, you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, that one looks really nice. I like that one. The other thing to consider is some of these have the button right there and some don't. I kind of go either way. I don't really care. Some people that's a really big deal, and to some people they just don't care. So where am I at now? I'm at 3, and I'm already back to another white shirt. Because white shirts should always be the staple of your clothes if you wear professional dress shirts for a living. You should always have the most of white shirts, and I did have to get rid of several white shirts. One of the things that my mother actually taught me is before you wash them is to actually take shout. Liquid shout is better, but spray shout works good too. And you just kind of you spray that shout on there, and you put it on the collar and maybe on the cuff, just depending. Because if you wear these things all day long, look, I understand that people who wear dress clothes aren't digging ditches, okay? I'm not in any way trying to say otherwise. But the truth is, you tend to sweat after a while, especially if, like me, you have to wear your suit jacket through most of the day. If it gets to be 90 or 100 degrees outside, by the end of the day, you are a pretty sweaty fellow. So we got another 16.5, 32, 33. What do you think? Is this a good look for me? I think it is. All right, let me see here. Now, I did try to go for a little bit of a pattern on this one. Kind of an old school kind of look, like almost like a gingham kind of pattern. Still blue, still white, nothing too crazy. The truth is, I actually did look for a green shirt, and I was looking for maybe like a very light yellow shirt, but as you can imagine, there isn't as much of a selection for those. So I was not lucky enough. I'm what they call an easy size. There tends to be a lot of 16.5, 32, 33s. But for some reason, they just were sold out. I actually ended up going to 3 different places. I started at Dillard's, and they didn't have a single thing on sale. And there's no reason to buy dress shirts at full price because there's always a sale somewhere. And then I believe I went to Ross. I went and looked at Ross. I'm not a big fan of Ross for getting dress clothes, but every once in a while you find really good stuff. But they were just ridiculously picked over. I mean, it was crazy. They had like maybe 11 shirts altogether. And so you can imagine the odds that the shirt that I needed was pretty small. Let's see here. Oop, I missed once again that little classic fit thing. I don't know why they feel like they need to put that thing in there. I'm sure they've got a reason. It's amazing how a little tiny string, this tiny, can be as strong as iron when you're trying to break it sometimes. And for my last shirt, I went for deep blue. Now, I have an ulterior motive for getting the deep blue, because while this is definitely part of my professional dress, I am also a magician. And my magician costume is a suit. I wear usually a black suit. And in addition to that, I also wear a solid red bow tie, part of my magician outfit. And as you can imagine, blue and red, just like Superman, look pretty good together. And so I tend to wear blue shirts when I do magic, and I really think that these dark blues look even better against the red bow tie. I think it just has a nice little pop to it. Once again, we're getting our 6 pins. Not to be confused with 6 pence, then I would be British if I was talking about that. This, I'll get this little tag off here, is my last one. Hooray! Well, let's see. Do you ever just kind of like to touch the wrapping afterwards? Because I kind of do. It's got a nice feel to it. It's kind of like you just opened presents on Christmas. Just, it's got a good feel to it. Now, oops, I almost forgot the pin in the throat. I would definitely be feeling that if I tried to put that on. Now, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shirts. And let me tell you something, those were nearly $200, and I did get some sales and discounts and whatnotters and got it for a little bit less, but they are quite pricey, but they're really worth it. If you take care of them, they last a really long time. Now, there's a few things that I really like in a dress shirt. One, I like the classic fit. If you're very thin, go for the skinny one, but it doesn't look good on me. The other thing that I like, it would probably look better with the blue. Oops, see here, I missed some cardboard. Is the breast pocket. You really want a breast pocket. You may not think you do, but until you have one, you do not realize how useful they are. One time when I was doing a magic show, I helped a librarian put up some things. And afterwards she said, "Well, you're as handy as a shirt pocket." And I always love that phrase. This one has a little place on it. I'm going to have to see if that's a stain or if that's actually, it kind of looks like a burn. I have to look. I look through them very carefully, and if I don't like what I see, I take them back. I feel bad for the people who have to put all this stuff back in, but for what I'm paying for these, They better be right. But I really do like a shirt pocket because some of the modern ones don't have one, and I really like that. Like I said, I don't really care whether it has the buttons on the collar or not. I don't recommend getting the French cuff. The French cuff is where it gets extra long and you actually fold it back and put the cufflinks on it. The reason I don't recommend that is you can only wear those with cufflinks. One time I got 2 shirts for super cheap and they were really nice. I got home and realized they were French cuff, and I actually had to go and buy some cufflinks just so I could wear them. So I certainly didn't save any money on that. But with modern shirts, you can just wear cufflinks with a regular shirt if you want to. You don't have to buy the French cuff for that. Though I do think it looks a little nicer with that. And other than that, the final thing is wrinkle resistant. And what that really means is it's not 100% cotton. It's a blend. Now, I take all of my suits to be dry cleaned, but I iron all of my own shirts just because it's really expensive to have all your shirts ironed. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I iron all of my shirts, and I always get wrinkle-free. Give me polyester blend any day. But tell me what you think about these shirts. If you think they look nice, they may be appearing on a future episode of Bowtie Whisper Guy. All right? You have a good day, and I'll see you all dressed up.